White man's colonial mentality in the Philippines. Now, we white people have a horrible history. Those of us who descended from Europeans have forefathers who colonised other countries, and most countries in Asia were colonised by Europeans over the last few hundred years. The Philippines had the Spanish, followed by the Americans. We and our parents and grandparents generally grew up believing that this was somehow okay. We civilised them, and they were also eternally grateful for this. When I was involved with a previous Filipina girl a number of years ago, I can remember telling my then 90-year-old grandmother about her, and she seriously responded to me with, "Does she do little dances for you?" I'm serious. "Does she do little dances for you?" "Pardon," I responded. Now she proceeded to tell me about when she and her husband took a boat cruise to Fiji once, I think, back in the 70s, and how they would visit different islands and how the natives there were so pleased to see them they would do little dances for them. Wow, the great white father has arrived, let's celebrate with little dances. That they honestly believed that. Now, she assumed much the same from another native, a generally kind person, but she grew up with a sense of white-man-superiority and glory of the British Empire and every wonderful thing that it did. We were the wise ones, they were the savages in grass skirts who needed our wisdom. Now, there wasn't much I could do to explain the real facts to a 90-year-old, but it was fairly creepy to actually be confronted with that. Now, inherent racism and superiority mentality. You only need to scratch the surface of any white person and you realise that much of this is still here. Now, there mightn't be any slavery or beat the servant mentality these days, but a more subtle, patronising way and a sense of being entitled to show them the right way. Any difference or deviation must mean they're doing it the wrong way, and it's perfectly okay to correct them and to yell at them if necessary. Now, there's a video getting around at the moment of a Filipino dentist getting shouted and sworn at by an English or Scottish fellow. I didn't actually see the video. This fellow had parked in front of his clinic, and his staff had politely asked him if he could park somewhere else because his patients needed access to his clinic. Now, this Scottish fellow thought it was okay to give the dentist a blast. Well, of course he did. He was white after all. Would he have done the same thing back home? Not a chance. Now, things are different here. There are different priorities. Being on time or being highly efficient, not as important as it tends to be back in Australia. But who is to say that it should be? Now, look around you. Are the Filipino locals as angry as you? Probably not. Now, a short story here. Now, I had to attend the court the other day. And no, I wasn't being locked up. I haven't murdered anybody. This is an adoption matter, actually, and I needed to be questioned on an affidavit. Now, I arrive at the court. Now, our attorney tells the judge that I have a bad back, which I do. Standing for any length of time is quite painful for me. And he asks the judge if I can be questioned in the car. Now, the judge is okay about this. So the prosecutor, stenographer and attorney head out to our car in the car park, and they sit in the seats in the car and they do what they have to do. I wouldn't have even asked for such a thing because regardless of how long I've been here, I still think you don't ask judges things like that. Now, honestly, if that was the court in Sydney or Melbourne, how equally accommodating would the sour-faced woman behind the counter be to such a request? Yes, if you were an important witness and you were in a hospital bed and they desperately needed your testimony, well, yeah, they'd probably rig up some sort of video link or something, but wouldn't have had a hope in hell if it was just a matter of discomfort. Now here, people are kind. On time? Always super efficient? No. Kind always. Now the point of this being is that yes, things are different here to back home. But that doesn't make everybody wrong or lazy or slack or stupid, as people tend to be quick to say sometimes. If you want a carbon copy of Australia, then you're in the wrong place here. Stay where you are and stick with what you're comfortable with. If you want to visit here, and certainly if you wish to live in the Philippines, strongly suggest you open your eyes and open your minds. And like me, you may find benefits that outweigh any losses of the things back home that you liked. Now I find the kindness of Filipino people here outweighs any losses. And going around shouting at Filipino people, this is the sort of thing that could well get you deported and banned from re-entry. Persona non grata is the legal term, because Filipino people don't scream abuse at each other over parking spaces. Again, different priorities. Spelling names correctly or ensuring speedy delivery services, no, not necessarily, but controlling tempers and foul mouths not to upset or scare somebody, most definitely. So, if you want to visit the Philippines, especially if you plan to visit, if you want to visit the Philippines, or especially if you plan to live in the Philippines, it's up to you to change and it's up to you to adjust. The country won't change for you, nor should you expect it to. Now, do you recognise any "we know best" thinking in yourself? Best to sort that out long before you come here, or you'll end up sour and bitter all the time. Thank you. This video was brought to you by Down Under Visa, who specialise in visas for Australian Filipina couples. Please visit our website and complete a free visa assessment form. And please watch some of our other videos. Thank you.